Good evening. How are we? Real nice and fresh and ready for whatever the evening brings. Just check that I am actually live in the right place. Yeah, there we go. Get rid of that. So, hope you've all had a lovely day. My name's Lisa and I'm the face behind Lisa's Loft. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I'm based in the West Midlands. I'm just here to bring you inspiration. That is my main job, bringing you inspiration. And tonight we were going to be making a scrapbook page. I do 2 lives a week, both on a Thursday. My first one is at 1 p.m. where I do normally a card, and then my evening one is scrapbooking, or I may flip it up and do a mini album or something like that. I am thinking of doing a series to do a mini album because I do need to make one myself. So it would make sense to come on and do it live with you all. Each month I pick a product or a set of products that I use as my product showcase. And this month we have been using the Flowering Meadow bundle with stamp sets and dies. And today is our last set of lives using these two as my product showcase. I'll still bring them out now and again. So because of the heat, I decided I wanted something quite simple. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be on here. I apologise for the sound of the fan, if you can hear that. I have tried to turn off background noise, so I'm hoping it does that, but please bear with me. It's hot, as I know all of you are hot as well. Right, so first of all, I thought, right, I want a simple layout. So let's switch our camera. And here I have some simple layouts which are given to us by Stampin' Up. And I thought we could have a go at this layout here. So we've got our base page followed by a layer that's an oblong horizontal, and then 2 large oblongs. No, that one's vertical. 2 horizontal oblongs, one slightly smaller and on a skew, with our 2 photos matted and just some little elements to pop about. Now, the bundle that I'm using obviously are quite small images, which means that it takes quite a while to do enough to do a scrapbook page. But I thought that one's perfect because the papers do the majority of it, and then there's just little bits. So it's not too involved. And then on my live today, we used the Everyday Essentials DSP. And I haven't used any of this. And this is a gorgeous set. That's what piece we only used, a little piece. There's some gorgeous patterns on here, muted and some bright, which I thought are excellent for creating all sorts of page projects. I mean, that is just calling out for something for schools related, isn't it? Beautiful florals. That's a nice pink. I think it's bubble bath. Just subtle, all ready for a scrapbook page, isn't it? That with just this little subtle bits. And then some nice Lost Lagoon, and then stripes and dots. So I thought I would use that, and that's where my colour inspiration has come from. So we've got Crumb Cake, Misty Moonlight, Lost Lagoon, Darling Duckling, and Bubble Bath. So I've also got my 2 photo placeholders. These are out of kits and stuff that I've kept, so I've got those. I brought in flip-flops in case we decided we wanted to add a flip-flop or two. And then I wanted the background to be quite neutral. And I was thinking, could go white, but then I'm like, why do I always do white? Let's go crumb cake. Hi, Fiona. How are you? Thanks very much for joining. We'll go crumb cake. Crumb cake's nice and neutral, and it's got just a little bit of texture on with some splattering. And that's a good thing about this paper. It does a lot of it for you. It's got the splatters on there and stuff. So then I wanted something a bit brighter to go with that. And I thought, well, we can use this as one of our rectangles because it's nice and bright. It's got the colours. It's got the florals. So that'll be nice. And then I thought, let's go with one of them nice and bold. That mixes nice in there with that. And then for my final piece, I want to keep it quite light again, if possible. Actually, I'm wondering about bringing in a bit of pink. So we've got the yellow and pink from the flowers. Bringing both of those in. So yeah, let's do that. We can change our minds if we need to. Right. Oops. So I want a piece first to do my main oblong. Hot, it's boiling here. Herbie and I are watching you. Oh, bless you. Yeah, I don't go out in the garden. It's horrible. It's hotter out in the garden than it is in the house. And it's 33.5 last time I looked in the house. So yeah, not nice at all. Right, so I'm going to go for this one as my main straight across. So I'm thinking those make up 8 inches. Then I'm going to have a border around those. So we're looking at around 8.5. So I'm sort of thinking 9.5, or in fact 10. Let's go 10. I have my own way of working things, as you will too. I guess a lot. Like I'm thinking 10 for this, thinking that'll give me a couple of inches, which will be great. And then I wanted 7 because they're 6 long, 6.5. Let's go 7.25 deep, and we'll see where that brings us. Because they will be matted. And I am liking that because that gives us quite a large border at the top to see. I want it offset. It's offset on here, I think. No, it might not be. But I want it offset. And then I've got room for a title and some journaling down the bottom as we've got here. So next layer is going to be on behind that. Oh, it's on top of that, isn't it? My next layer, of course it is. So slightly smaller, and I think we will go with the pink. I'll bring in Bubble Bath, and we did that 7.25. So I'm going to do this one at 7, just to make it that little bit smaller. And we did that at 10. So I'm going to do it at 9.5, and we can see how that looks. Good evening, Carol. Hope you are well. Just figuring out what we want to use. That can be something like that. And then we'll have those two on there. And I'll map those. Map those onto Misty Moonlight, I think, for that. And then we want our yellow or Darling Duckling. And I'm thinking 4 inches, the same as what the photos are going to be. That'll give me enough. Across there, yeah. And we'll do that. What did I do that at? I should write things down. 7 1/4. So let's do 8 1/4 and see where that brings us. Hello, Melanie. Thanks for joining. Waiting in anticipation of the thunderstorm brewing. Oh no, I know they've said we're supposed to, but it doesn't seem that way as yet. We have got a breeze, so maybe. All right, so that will be our main bits, like on here. Right, so I want to back these first, do our photo, that's these, and I am going to use just normal card stuff for this. So I want these, oops, 4 1/8 by 6 1/8. That's just that little bit bigger. And I do them this way, it means I can get 2 out of a width of A4 by just doing them an 1/8. It's gone very dark and gloomy, says Carol. Mel says, I've been out doing a bit of gardening today. Feel sick, think of it. So I'm not surprised, Mel, my gosh. Outside in this. No, thank you. Right, I've got some little glue dots here out of my paper pumpkin that I was using today. So today I made a card and then my brain was frazzled, so we did a paper pumpkin and just made up one of each of the cards out of there. And I must admit, I bet my top lip is glistening a little. So it just seems to just keep getting warmer and warmer. I have to say, I'm not good in the heat. I don't like heat. I would rather have to wear a cardigan than have this, to be honest. Right, the reason I put these on with glue dots is that means I can remove them when I come to put my photos on. If I just give it a twist and a tug, it'll come off without damaging the paper. Not that it matters, because there'll be a photograph over the top. But I'd rather not damage. Right, so that needs to go somewhere around where it is. So I'm just going to put a little mark there and there, just so I know where it's going. Put a little order in today, wasn't going to, but got the words and wish. Oh, nice. Yeah, I did a naughty. I brought a little order in today too, which you'll have to wait and see what I brought. It's exciting, that's all I can say. I can't say what it is because there will be non-demos watching this. But those of you that are demos might be able to guess what I've actually ordered today. I had a nice chat with Chris as well, because they'd got issues. I had to use my MasterCard, and they got issues with processing payments. So I phoned up and spoke to the lovely Chris, and he sorted it for me, bless him, as he always does. Dog has gone outside to cool off now. I've been calling her in all day, bless her. Oh, yeah, it's hit Evangeline today. She's just been flaked out. I kept spraying her with water and try and keep her a bit cooler. Not that she likes it, but you know, it's tough. The cats haven't gone out much either. They've been staying around close. Right, so I'm having that off centre, but straight. Now, you could gut your paper if you wanted to save some, because you don't, because all this under here will be covered, so you could take all that middle bit out. But honestly, I have so much paper. I'm not going to do that. All right, a little bit that way. There we go. Fiona says, I know, I can't wait to see what you make with your new goodies. I'm quite excited as well. No idea how to use one, never used one before, so we'll see. Oh, did you get the thing I think you got? I did. Naughty lady, too much for me and would never use it. Well, yeah, it's a considered purchase, isn't it? And I'm hoping I'll use it. I'm going to make myself use it. All right, so let's pop these down. I want to make sure they're on the bubble bath. So I'm sort of thinking that's about level. About there would look nice. That needs to come down. There we go. Something like that. You made it. Bless you, Julie. Thank you for joining. Like I said, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be on. It is rather warm, as you are all aware, but I'll definitely get a page done. But I have chosen a simple page. It's a layout that Stampin' Up have given us. Oh, before I put that, I pulled out flip flaps, thinking we can use a flip flap or two. I don't know if I'll get that one underneath there. Can I get one under? I don't usually go quite as far to the edge, do I? I think I've gone a little bit too far this time. Bear with me. I'm just going to see if I can tuck it under. Because the glue's taking longer to set than normal. But no, that's not going to come up. So we will put one over the top of this side. So I'll hang that over there. Like so. That'll stick to the glue, and then that will stick down. Right, let's get us straight, closer together, and about there. Need a desk fan. You do or I do. I've got a fan right behind me, blowing on me, but yeah, it's behind. It's not quite enough. But I have actually ordered me one today. Just a portable one, a rechargeable one. that converts into a handheld as well. So I'm hoping it gets here and I can take it with me tomorrow, because the room that we have team events in is very warm. And Emma does take fans, but yeah, I thought if I got my own, it'd be a bit better. Mel says, use your heat tool to loosen the glue. Yes, Mel, that is a very good idea. And normally I would, but I don't want to put any more heat into this room at all. What was I making yesterday? I was making swaps to take with me, and I needed to heat emboss the sentiments. And oh, yeah. So no, I will not be doing that, I'm afraid. Me, defo, it's like sitting in front of a heater. I know, yeah. Right, so we've got that. So then all we need now is our title, and then we've got some little bits of decoration and that up here, and our main here. So that's all we need to do. Now I'm going to look in my bits and bobs on my desk of stuff that I already have done. You've never made a scrapbook page, Fiona. We need to put that right. But I'll be honest, neither had I done a 12 by 12 till a year ago, maybe, something like that. It scared me. All that vast amount of plainness scared me. And now sometimes I find it easier to create a scrapbook page than I do a card, surprisingly enough. Thank you, you love it. And Mel says, are you going to Birmingham then? I'm going to Birmingham. Birmingham's next month. That's in July. Yes, I'm going there. I'm only 20 minutes down the road from Birmingham, so it would be bad if I didn't go. But Emma Goddard, Coastal Crafter, she's my upline. I changed teams recently, and it's our team event down by her, obviously, which is down on the south coast. So I'm going down there tomorrow, staying over the night for the event the following day. Right, I'm just going to see what I've got, if anything, that will tie in. I don't think I have. Oh, I've got Lost Lagoon bits because I did that today. But I think the rest are all the wrong colours. Yeah, it'd be quicker for me to just do something, look through. Right. Oh, I've got some on here actually. I've got a couple of bubble bath little bits. Cal says she loves scrapbooking, and Fiona says, I get to meet you in Birmingham. You do get to meet me again, Fiona, in Birmingham. That's right. It's going to be fabulous. Oh, you're not going with the pinkies then? No, I'm not a pinky. Carol says a storm started. Excellent. Throw it my way. No. Don't come under the pinkies at all, I don't think. Do you know, honestly, I don't know. I should have to ask. Emma's upline is Kim Fee. So, and I don't know who Kim's upline. You know, I've been under Kim one way or another for like 16 years. At times, and I don't know who her upline is. That's terrible of me, isn't it? Where on the south coast? It's Eastergate that we're actually at, which is not far from Littlehampton. Right, let's get some of these cut out, otherwise I am going to be here all day. And I really don't want to be. And I need to stamp some more things as well. You all right, Hayden? Yeah, no, that's okay. Just observing. Okay. It is cooler in here, yes. Hayden's coming for a little bit of a cool down. Right, so that I can use the back of to stamp some flowers. That I can stamp some bits on there because we don't want to waste what we've got. Right, let's go, darling duckling, for some nice yellow flowers. Melanie says Michelle last. Oh, okay, it's not Michelle. I'm not sure. I don't know who, like I say, I don't know who Kim's under. Do you know? She might be direct to Stampin' Up now, because it wouldn't have surprised me if she was under Natalie. Maybe. That might be a total lie. But, yeah. Right, so I've got a large. I've got two of those little pink puff balls. I'm going to do some little flowers in Bubble Bath. Yeah, I'll do two of those in Bubble Bath. And I am going to do another large flower. Let's find some cardstock to stamp on, because I haven't got any out. I was watching somebody today who used the rubber end of the pencil to make dots. Ooh, that's a clever idea, isn't it? Yeah, I like that idea. Right, so let's go back to this one. Now, if you've watched me before, you will know that I say if you leave it to dry, your image to dry, preferably longer than this, but being as it's warm, and before you do a tone on tone two-step stamping, it actually shows up better. So now we'll do the pink. Just give it that little bit of time to dry, and then yeah, it shows up better. Or I find it does. You might have a way that you do it. I just find it gives it that little bit of an extra bit of colour. Right, and that one. So I need a couple more bits of Lost Lagoon for stems. So I'll do one more of those. And then we'll do a couple of these ones. And then I'm going to do some Misty Moonlight for our little, they'll be nice in that. And maybe some Lost Lagoon foliage, because I love this foliage piece. What did I watch? I watched Sarah Douglas doing something with is it playful packaging, and she actually made a card and made pencils out of the die cuts and that are in that to make a school card, and that was really, like traditional yellow pencil with the rubber on the end. That was clever. I liked that. I think it's having these ideas. I mean, when she was on live, there was people throwing all different ideas at her for things they could think of to make. I struggle. thinking outside the box. I'm not that kind of thinker at all. Right, let's just chop this down. So that we're not running loads through when we don't need to. Right, do one of those. Got to say, I've really enjoyed this month playing with this bundle. It's been a nice bundle to create with. And one of those. So I'm looking forward to my next product showcase because it's something totally different. I think I am all floraled out, to be fair. All right. Add that on there. I think sometimes we can do too much of something, can't we? Oops, not there. And yeah, I've loved creating with this, but I am ready for a change. And this one on here, just so that we've got it ready. I'm sure I probably won't use half of these, but I like to have them ready to go. Right, get rid of that, and we'll keep that. My gosh, can't even pick it up. Oh, I've got poorly foot. I picked a can out of the fridge today. No, I was filling the cans in the fridge today, and I dropped it right on top of my foot. And I have to say, it hurt. I didn't realise quite how much it would hurt. Right. When I first did it, I said to Hayden, I think I broke my foot. But I don't think I have. It seems a lot better now. Right, let's do a couple of these and then we'll start putting stuff together and seeing what else we actually need. Oh. All right, and that's those. I will want some greenery, I know, but we can wait. That's that. That can go in the bin. Put those on there. Let's start placing some of this so we know where we are with what we've got. Those over there. We've got another one of those. So bring our page back. I'll have my title, and then I'm thinking we can have a large flower up there, and then something with that, and then a large one down here. So we've got two large. Let's glue these together so that they are ready to go. Something I will say on the scrapbook in front about getting started is I found it a lot easier to not have photos that I want to scrapbook particularly. Just go ahead, create pages rather than trying to get them to fit a page. Because you're trying to pick out colours and stuff. Some people find it easier that way, but for me, I didn't. It's a lot easier for me to just create pages somewhat willy-nilly and then add photos to that page as and when I fancy. Right, I'm going to put that over the corner, but I've made sure that my dimensionals are over here so that I can still swap this for a photo. And then I'm going to do the same with this one, even though this one's not going to go over so much because we've got the flip flap. So I'm going to try and keep it off. It just tucks under that plastic, but without stopping using it. Right, and we have some pink, which I do believe really needs, they fit so much better on this side. Do I need to pop the stems on? Let's see. Yeah, and tuck it under. So let's add a little bit of glue onto there. There's just a break in the stamped image for the line. And it means that you can pop glue on there and then you know it's going to catch where the stamp flower goes. I like that tucked in behind there. So we've got a bit of a bouquet going on. I'll just add that there, and that then completes that little. So far, some more pink flowers that I might add in under there, but I need to chop that one off. I very often chop that little bud off. It just tends to be in the way. But we can pop some more flowers under there. Just add a couple of dimensionals to that piece. And that holds that up and brings that down there. Nice. Okay, then we've got a couple of these blue that can just pop on. That one can have a dimensional. I'm not worried about putting a stem on. Just going to tuck it in. I'm actually hiding quite a lot of what I'd already put on there. I'll have a blue one poking out from there. Just trying to keep it equal, but I want the majority of my images down here. This to be my heavier one because of having the title and that there. Right, now I've got this foliage, but I am thinking that there's this die. I might just cut some direct out, and I might use a bit of two-tone. Lost Lagoon. And just because I can use the light side, so it's a bit lighter. That's Pool Party. Where? There's Lost Lagoon. Thinking that was a bit light. And we'll just use that piece. Do a couple of these, see how this looks. It might be too dark, but I'm hoping it'll be all right. We've still got gorgeous sunshine. There we go, pokey tool. Do 3 of these. And see how we go. Hi, Michelle. Hope you had a lovely day at work. Now back home relaxing. We're just doing a scrapbook page. And I've used the same papers, or the same set of papers as I did today, but I've changed the colours up a little bit to go more with the papers. So I needed to use some more of the designs. All right. We've got our 3 of those. Let's bring our page back, which I've dumped underneath all this. There we go. Yes. Want that above there. I just want to ease that over the top of that so that that can come out from there. I like that. That one's going to go in there. So I had to disappear early to join a meeting. Worked from home today as the car was in for service. Oh, that's all right. Don't worry. You've got to go. You've got to go. Hope everything was okay with the car. All right. I've stuck that one under there. I'm going to have one up here. I'm going to chop that off. Again, here's me doing my bit of gardening. Chopping things to fit how I want them. But there is nothing wrong with that at all. Right, like that. And then maybe we'll have the single one be enough, or does it need to be a double? Trying to work backwards doesn't help, and then trying to do something small left-handed is even worse. No, don't think it's quite enough. Just single. I think it needs double. I'll chop that off there. I can add that in there. Past all good, excellent. I can't remember the last time I took a car for an MOT. Okay, swapping. before they get to needing an MOT. So, not anymore. Right, let's have some water. Even my water's terribly warm. Right, I'm liking those. I quite like that, quite plain. I'm wondering if it does perhaps need a little something in there. So I am just going to cut one of these little buds that I've got in Bubble Bath. I'm just going to quickly run that through. Rather than moving everything, I'll just do it over here. Yeah, that's that done. Yes, that's better. Just needed that little tiny bit of pink there. To fill that gap. Yes, that's better. Right, so title. I'm not going to use those. Actually, I know what title I might be able to use. That's what I normally do, but have kept this one, but wasn't expecting any surprise. Oh, that's all right then, isn't it? Yeah, if you're not expecting. It might be a set actually that now is in Last Chance. But the word dies that I've got Bloom, because I quite feel Bloom would go nice with this. Or have they actually gone? They've gone because they're not in my Last Chance. What have we got in my Last Chance? Wishing. Oh no, they're here. They're just not in one of the new cases. That's okay then. And we can have Bloom Where You're Planted. Oh look, lots done. I've got white, and I could do a white on night of Navy, a white on Misty Moonlight, and then stamp Where You're Planted. I think that'll be nice. Dies. Yeah, like I say, I'm not going to be able to do it anymore. I'm hoping, I've probably said before, this one will last me. No, we're trying to cut spending on things like the car, my car anyway, day-to-day things. So we can start enjoying things a little bit more. Doing things, going places. Well, we can. All right, let's get this out. Oh, you too. Yeah. I think you come to a part in your life, don't you, where that's what, you know, your priorities change, don't they? I mean, don't get me wrong, I love having new cars every time, every 2 years, 18 months is usually when I change. But yeah, I've got the car that I really want now. I love it. I had one before. I had to get rid of it because when I became ill, I struggled to get in and out of it. And I had a couple of others, and now I've gone back to one again. So I'm really happy with it. The plan is to pay that off, look after it, should last us. Dell's just got a little run around that we will run into the ground because it owes us absolutely nothing. The more important thing to spend money on, and this is a decent car. So yeah, exactly. Wish you could turn the clock back 30 years now. What car do I drive? I've got a Skoda Octavia Estate, but VRS. I love it. When I go through cars, like I've said, really quick. I had a lovely Cooper S Mini, newer style. That was my first real nice car. That we paid money for. Now I'm going to change this up because I'm going to put this on here and bloom where you're planted. I'm going to take up the room where it's got for your journaling, and I'll have my journaling hidden under my flip flop. Good car, fast car. Yeah, they are good. They're VEWs, aren't they? Basically now. It's got a few Audi bits on it because it's the VRS. But basically they're all the same cars. But yeah, I started off with my Mini. Couldn't afford to run that. I was silly with that. I used to get 18 to the gallon out of that. I used to play. I was ridiculously stupid. I had it on 2 wheels around a local island. But yeah, you know, things changed and I couldn't afford to run it. So we got rid, and I had Astra Estate, but SRI, second-hand one. And I loved that. And then his mate wanted to buy that off me. I'd always liked the Fiat 500s from when they first come out. And I said, well, if I'm getting rid of that, I want a Fiat 500. I want what I want. I want the exact interior I wanted, blah, 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 blah. So we traipsed all over the country looking for this and managed to get one in time for his mate to have my car. And then Dell had that off me. And I had a DS3. I saw a DS3. I like the look of it. Red, sport. Yeah, I'll have that. So I had that. And then a woman ran into me and it had to have work done, and you couldn't tell, but it just wasn't the same car. So I decided I needed to change it. Right, we'll stamp this in Lost Lagoon. And I traded that in for my first Skoda. I'd always said I would never have a Skoda. Dale said, just come and have a look at the interior. I love the interior. So we went, took it for a test drive, and that was it. I said, I'm having it. And that was a white VRS. But that was a saloon hatchback. And that got wrote off. And then I had an estate one to replace that. And I had to give that up, like I say. And then I went to the little SUV, little Comique, and had 2 of those. We all do stupid things when we are younger. I had an Astra SRI, absolutely loved it, but we outgrew it. Yeah, they are lovely cars. For an everyday family small saloon, Astras are fabulous cars. Mel says, I watch a chap called Matt Armstrong who does crashed cars up. The things he does is amazing. Got a Bugatti, but Bugatti wouldn't help him unless he took the car to them. Well, he didn't and fixed it with a fuse. That's all it was. they charge 20k for it. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous because of the name. Yeah, I'll have to check him out, Matt Armstrong. Most of what we do is old American stuff. Had a Toyota Celica, lived with that for 20 years old, but I loved it. Just started costing too much money. Yeah, you watch him too, do you, Michelle? I'll have to have a look at him. Matt Armstrong. Like I say, as is mainly American stuff, and I watch a lad. It's Atomic. I can't remember what it's called. His name's Jesse, and it's Atomic Motors, Atomic Retro Motor, or something like that. And he does this. He finds real old 50s cars mainly that have been sat for like 30 years. They've just stopped working, been dumped where they are, and that's it. They've got grass and trees growing through them and all sorts of stuff. And he gets them going, and that's what he likes to do. He's starting to do some now that he needs to use, but yeah, it's good. Have you been watching the Merc one, Lisa? I watch too much on phone, 12 hours a day according to my... Wow. No, I don't watch that much. Most of my watching is done late at night. Because Del goes to work early, so he goes to bed. And I sit watching telly then. That's my time. I've got a couple that I follow. Like I say, this is Atomic Motors and a few others, and then I've got my thrifting videos. I love watching the Americans go thrifting. Some of the stuff they've got is just, yeah, awesome. Right, so like that, I just want to do a little bit of something around here, and I'm not sure what. I am wondering whether to just stamp the actual middles of the flowers, just to give it a little bit. I don't know. I might just do... I want to splatter, but I don't want to splatter because I splatter here. Let's just do some embellishments. You've watched a few. These are crashed ones, some pulled from the bottom of lakes, but he does take on real risks with what he buys. I watch MasterChef Australia on Southern Hemisphere TV on my phone. Wow. No. Don't think I've ever watched. I have. The very first few series of MasterChef, many, many moons ago. I don't want anything blingy, I don't think. So those would be nice, but they're the wrong colours. I've got a poor selection. I've got white that we could colour. You love cooking shows. Do you know the best cooking? I used to like watching Bake Off. But my favourite cooking show used to be that Can't Cook, Won't Cook. Is that what it was? Yeah, with Ainsley. I used to love that. I used to be Can't Cook. Now I Won't Cook. Right. I don't think... do I want pearly? Yeah, let's go with them. Oh, actually, no. These. Me saying I don't want blingy, but these are good. Yeah, it was, which is fun. The Sunset Sparkle sequins, and just going for the white that have got a hint of blue. Maybe they are blue. Those are pink. We could do a mix. All right, we'll have one of those there, one there with one white there, and then we'll just have some little Oh, everything's sticking to me. Touch anything with your arm or anything. And what colour was that? That was a pink. And we'll go for a bit of a bluer. Bluer there. And then another pink up here. And then some around this one. Go large blue. Large blue. A small pink. And a small blue. There we go. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that now. It's plain, but it means it doesn't distract from all of it. Right, I'll catch you later. Need to get Luke to bed. Have a good week. You too, Michelle. Thanks for joining us. Melanie says, see your one if my 1 hour watching from my 12 hours on my phone. Yes. Right, let's pop those away. And I do believe we are done. You know what I've just realised? I haven't put that light on, have I? Got all the other lights on and not that one. Oh well. It hasn't been too bad for you, I don't think, has it? Hope not. I did that earlier as well. I think because I don't really want it on. Because it does give off a bit of heat, that one. Right. But yeah, there we go. I'm quite pleased with that. Really, Carol? Was it that bad? Oh no. Totally. I just, because it was light. I haven't got my other light on it. No, that's okay. Hang on, another light there, which I never put on. Oh dear. Never mind. Never mind. It's one of those things. At least as long as you could see. Right. Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's been a lovely look at me. Gosh, I need to jump in the shower again. Oh, yeah, shower and lie on the bed, I think, for a little while and cool down. But yeah, I enjoyed that. I like that page. I might end up having to do one to go along with it. Thank you, Carol. Right, I'm going to jump off. Have a lovely weekend. Hope the storm isn't too bad for you, Carol, and it just freshens things up a bit. I'm sure your plants and that will be grateful for it. And please send it our way. We've still got no cloud. Thank you, Julie. Yeah, really pleased with that. Right, I'm going to go and jump in a shower. Have a lovely week, everyone, and I shall speak to you all soon. Bye. Thank you.